Hi, I am Dr. Kerry Kriger here with my Bansuri, and I want to talk to you about the structure of a raga. We are going to play ragas in Indian classical music. A raga is more than a song. A raga can potentially go for 10 minutes, half an hour, 45 minutes, or even longer. So we need to know how the raga is going to unfold. There are some basic components of it. And one of the most fundamental aspects of the raga is that as far as the pitch and the tempo goes, it's going to start out slow and low. What I mean by that is this. At the start of the raga, it's probably going to sound something like this. And I'm going to be playing Rag Durga during this video. Start of the raga is going to be slow and low. End of the raga is going to be high-pitched and fast, generally speaking. So here's slow and low as an example. Let's contrast that with the end of the raga, which will probably sound a little bit more like this. That was high-pitched and fast. So at its most basic level, let's think of the raga as something that starts out slow and low and eventually speeds up slowly but surely and goes up to the high notes so that by the end of the raga, everything is moving fast and it is kind of a climax, crescendo. All right, so that's the most fundamental level. Let's break it down even further. The raga is going to start out with alap. A-L-A-P. Alap has no rhythm. Alap is what I was playing when it was slow and low. So you're going to start the raga with no rhythm whatsoever. As an example, here's some alap. The alap can get a little bit faster for certain, but still there's no rhythm happening. It can move up to the high notes. It will move up to the high notes. Starts low, eventually will come up to the high notes, even though it still has no rhythm. And this brings up a very important point. The raga is based on improvisation. Everything that I was just playing, I was just making up. Now it's got the scale of Durga. It's got, as I explained earlier in this course, the raga is going to be based on a scale. So we have the scale, but we're improvising. And the alap is essentially fully improvised. When we finish the alap, we are going to introduce some rhythm. The rhythm most likely is going to come when you introduce a composition. So usually there's one or two compositions. If you're going to play multiple compositions, the first composition is going to be a slow or a medium composition. The next composition will be faster speed composition. And they're probably going to be in a different rhythm. So let me give you an example of how I would play Durga in a concert. Assuming that I want to play a full-length Durga, I'm going to play two compositions. If I don't have much time, then I would probably just play one. This is another thing about the raga. Because it's based on improvisation, we can compress that whole thing. Maybe full length, it'll be 45 minutes long or a half hour. But if we only have 3 minutes to play, we can just compress the whole thing down. But let's assume that we have plenty of time to play a full-length concert raga. I would start with a medium speed japtal, which is a 10-beat rhythm. Now I could play a composition in any rhythm that I want, but the one I like is in 10 beats, medium speed. Here's an example. Let me turn on my tabla. 10-beat rhythm. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. That equals 10. So my composition has maybe 4, 5, 6 lines. Usually that was one line from which I'm going to improvise. And then return to my line like I just did. So I'll improvise on my composition. Another aspect of the composition, or how we're going to play now that we have this rhythm going, is that, again, I can start out slow in my improvisations, eventually moving to faster. Just like I said before, we're always going to start slow, move to fast. Here's an example of some slow improvisation. Here's some fast improvisation. Okay, so eventually I would finish up that composition, and then I'd choose a different composition, probably in a different rhythm. So let's switch to a fast 16-beat rhythm. I just doubled the speed, and I'm going to change it into 16 beats. Teental. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. First line of my composition, again, I may have several more lines of the composition, and same thing, I can improvise slow. And then return to the composition. Then move to faster improvisations. And eventually, because we're trying to bring it faster and higher pitched, then eventually always returning to that composition. I'm going to turn this tabla off. Now, at that end there, I was tonguing staccato, that's called jala. So towards the end of the raga, we will usually have jala. So let me recap all of this, and I'm eventually going to be teaching you all these different parts in even more detail. So I just want you to get the basic understanding of what just happened. Now this would be taking place over the course of 10, 20, 30 minutes. Start slow and low in pitch, slow and low, and then eventually move to fast and high pitch. We started with alap with no rhythm. We eventually introduced a composition, probably in a slow or a medium speed, and then perhaps another composition in a faster tempo, probably in a different rhythm, and even within those compositions where we have rhythm, we're going to start speeding up and introducing faster phrases, and eventually tonguing, staccato, really super fast and rhythmic, probably up in the high notes. And then to end the raga, I get this, I don't know if there's an Indian word for it, but I just use the Western terminology, retardando. So say that we end it with a T high, and that's another thing in ragas, you can end your phrases with a T high, which is something, a phrase repeated 3 times. Let's act like this is the very end of the raga, and I'm going to end it with this T high. And now I'm going to play my retardando, which is just a very slow fade out, like just how we started the raga. We started the raga very slow, and we're going to end it. The very last phrase of the entire raga, just before it we were going super fast. We're going to end it super slow. And what note did I end with? I ended with sa. I will always end my ragas with sa. I'll probably always start the raga with sa, or at least the first phrase will end with sa. So let me add that to the structure of the raga. Essentially, we're going to start the raga with sa. We're going to end the raga with sa. So I'm going to end there. I don't want you to be confused. I'm just trying to introduce you the basic concepts of what's happening in the raga, and I hope some of that made sense, and even if not, I hope you enjoyed listening to me play Rag Durga. I am Kerry Kriger, IndianFluteMusic.com, and I appreciate you taking the time to learn bamboo flute with me. Bye.